Hey, good morning. This video is when I was in Cuba. I was in Cuba probably a week ago, maybe a little bit over a week ago. And it's an occasion where I went to pray for somebody and nothing happened. And I had a whole crowd of people watching and it was like so embarrassing. So this video is about when you reach out to pray for somebody for their healing and nothing happens. This is my take on it, and I hope you find it really encouraging, because when you go out and you do this stuff, you're gonna have occasions where it works immediately on the spot and it's like, hey, God's super real. And then there's other times where you're gonna do it on the end, it's like the sound of crickets. Nothing's happening as far as you can tell at that moment, and now you've got to figure out what to do next. So this video is about that. Hope you find it encouraging. If you like it, go ahead, press like, share it, comment it. Let's get this video out there, because I know there's a lot of people who want to know what happens when you pray for somebody and nothing happens. Check it out. So today was a fun day. We spent most of our time in kind of a agency agreement meeting with some of the people that we're bringing on board on this side of the island. And at one point, we were sent out to go get some lunch, me and two other pastors, right? And while we were there, I pulled out my cards and was doing a card trick on one of the guys that was working in the store. Now, last night we had gone out to a restaurant to eat, and I just took the opportunity to pray for some of the people there. One of the guys had like a 7 out of 10 back pain, just terrible, and he's working in the kitchen, so you can imagine how difficult that'd be. So just took the opportunity to pray for him, and he got healed on the spot in front of everybody, including one of the pastors that I was with today. And so he was telling this other guy about what happened, just like, man, it was like so cool. And so this other pastor that we met today came up to me and was like, so how does this stuff work? What's going on? I was like, hey, let me show you. And so I did the same thing with all the workers in the little grocery store that we were in. And the guy, I guess, had like 7 out of 10 pain, but in his ankle. And so I'm like, this is great. So we've started this whole thing, and now there's a crowd watching. And so I'm feeling like, okay, well, there's, Jesus, please do this. And I pray for this guy, and nothing happens. Pray for him again, nothing happens. Pray for him 3 times, nothing happens. Everybody's watching at this point. Now everybody's leaving, and it's like, oh, even the pastor that was asking me what was going on, he left. Like, just totally abandoned. And normally what I would do is I would just kind of play it off and whatever, but since then I still go through and I encourage the people, like, hey, you know what, I'm a Christian, I just believe that God still heals people, and just, you know, thanks for giving me the chance to do that for you, and God loves you, and just left him with that. I met up with the pastor in another store afterwards, and he comes up to me discreetly, he's like, so what happened, man? And I'm feeling like I got egg on my face, but in reality, listen, when it comes down to sharing your faith with people on the streets, your number one prerogative is really just to have that person feel better after meeting you than they did before meeting you, whether they get healed or not. Because in reality, sometimes healings take place on the spot, which is nice if you're the one doing the praying and you don't look like an idiot. And other times, it takes place along the way. There's stories in the Bible where Jesus said to the guys, you know what, you're healed. And then it says they were healed as they went. So we as Christians, we can't just go and if we don't see something happen on the spot, say it didn't work. Oh, I can't believe it didn't work, or God didn't do it, or it didn't work through me, or I'm not good enough, or whatever thought we're tempted to have. What we do in that moment is say, you know what, God knows what he's doing. I'm told just to be obedient and go this far, and the results are up to him. And either way, God loves you tremendously. And just encourage the person that you're working with. And this way, you can take all the pressure off of yourself. If you're doing your part by going out and putting your hand on a sick person, then God's going to do his part and do the rest. How he does that, when he does that, that's not up to you. That's not up to me. So you can take all the pressure off of having to perform, having to make sure that the results are happening. You essentially are just being obedient with what they've told you to do. So that was a good experience for me, because I'm a guy that likes to see things happen on the spot, and when they don't, I just die a little bit on the inside. So sometimes, maybe, that happens, maybe the healing is delayed later so that I can learn something about humility. Who knows? God knows what he's doing. Either way, it's a good story. So for you, you're struggling with wanting to go out and pray for people, you want to share your faith with people, you want to encourage people, just start. Just go out, encourage somebody. Don't worry about the results. Just focus on making them feel better for meeting you. Encourage them, right? Anyways, that's my thing for today. And we'll see you again next time.